Greetings, super friends. Jonathan Levy, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the all-new Dreem 2 sleep headband and why I think it might just be the best sleep tracker ever made. So for a very, very long time, I have been pretty obsessed with tracking my sleep. Given that I deal in the world of memory and learning, I know just how important sleep can be for the human brain. And so for a very, very long time, I have been looking for the perfect sleep tracker. It started with Fitbits way back in the day. I was never able to get my hand on a Zeo or my Zeo, which actually tracked brainwaves. But ever since I've been interested in tracking my sleep, I've tried the Sleep Cycle product for the iPhone. I obviously wear an Apple Watch. I wear an Oura ring. I have tried out the Whoop strap, which is literally collecting dust in the box. And more recently, this funky thing came across my radar, the Dreem headband, D-R-E-E-M, and I reached out to the folks at Dreem and said, hey, I am really interested in sleep and sleep tracking, and I would love to test one. They were kind enough to send me a unit to play with, and I have to say I have been seriously impressed. I don't do a lot of product reviews on this channel, but I have been pretty impressed by this thing. So first things first, what is the Dreem headband? What is the deal with this funky looking thing? Yes, it goes on your head this way, and yes, you actually sleep with it like this. Big battery pack on your head, and yet it's actually really cool. So the basic idea behind the Dreem is that any sleep tracking or sleep tracker that you could use that is not actually tracking your brain waves using EEG is not actually giving you accurate feedback. Device tracks not only your respiratory rate and your heart rate via this sensor right here, probably shouldn't block my face, but also has a bone conduction speaker here, which can be used to wake you up and not your partner, though my partner does say that she hears it from time to time, and once again, actually can track your brainwaves, which is something that has not been done since the My Zeo product. As far as I know right now, this is the only product on the market that actually will track your brainwaves. It has this nifty touchpad here, clickable buttons that you can use to start your night. It took me a while to figure that out, but you can start your night without having to have the phone by your headband, and it is adjustable and all this other cool stuff. So I want to talk really quickly about first impressions and what I thought about this product. First off, the product is really well made. You can tell that a lot of thought and engineering has gone into it. I kind of don't love how the edges of the fabric kind of have already started to look a little kind of ruffled on my unit, but I imagine that is normal and doesn't at all influence the wear and tear or usability of the product. I will say the boxing and unboxing experience was incredible. I was totally blown away by just how much effort they put into packaging the product safely and getting it to me. Interesting note, they did give me a lot of charger adapters. And I expected, you know, with the Oura ring and other products that I've used, even I think some Apple products no longer come with the power block. They sent me a power block and an adapter for all over the world. And I felt to myself, that's really generous, but what a shame I'm not using it. I have, you know, 50 different chargers all over the house, and it does use a standard charger. So I thought to myself, that's kind of a bummer from an ecological perspective. They probably could have saved the power block. So thank you, Dreem, but I, next time, don't really want the power block. And the product wasn't fully charged when it arrived, which was a bummer. It actually didn't have enough charge to use it, so I wasn't able to use it the first night that it arrived. I had to instead charge it. There is an optional charging dock that you can use with the product. I don't have one, but that's not a big deal. I just plug it in and it charges overnight. Now, I know what you're thinking. What is the user experience like on this thing? I know this looks really crazy, but you have to understand this is actually, they claim, a sleep lab in a user wearable consumer device. And it does have, according to their studies, all the accuracy of a sleep lab. In fact, I was super impressed when I looked at Dreem's website, just the number of high caliber folks that are consulting, someone who is the head of sleep research at Stanford Medicine, someone who's the head of circadian rhythm research at Oxford, and many, many more. So if they say that this is as effective as all the crazy sensors that they put on you in a sleep lab, I kind of got to believe them. And if you compare it to a sleep lab, well, this is a lot more comfortable and you can use this at home. They also do offer a program where you can actually sync your data up and work with a certified sleep expert or sleep coach, which I thought is really, really cool, in addition to the way that the app and the AI and everything gives you sleep recommendations. And sleep recommendations it will give you. It will ask you a lot of questions all about how you sleep, what you're doing, and in fact, you actually need to go through an entire week with the product before it will start doing all different kinds of things and giving you recommendations and reports. And while some people might feel that that is a nuisance, that that's really annoying, like, hey, I bought this product, I already want to know how I sleep, it will give you some reports and some understanding of how you sleep. But I thought that was really cool because there are so many products out there on the market, like the Sleep Cycle, like the Oura, which claim to know so much about your sleep. They draw conclusions, and I don't think that's serving anybody. I'll get to comparisons a little bit later. Now, I do want to say, as funky as this thing looks, I'll put it on one more time for you guys. It is very comfortable, like way more comfortable than you could possibly imagine. And I have to say, I'm surprised to hear myself say this, it's kind of become like a comfort blanket for me. Like, it's a nice feeling, like having this thing on your head. It gives you a nice little hug around your head. And I have to say that I missed sleeping with it one night. I forgot to charge it, and I kind of missed it. So I'm surprised to say that I really like wearing it. I don't think it's uncomfortable. And fortunately, my wife hasn't divorced me yet for how geeky I look wearing it. Now, it's not all roses and sunshine with this thing. There are a couple things that kind of bother me. One, the bone conduction speaker, as I said, does not always stick to the forehead. And so though they claim that you can get woken up without your partner, that hasn't been the case for me. My wife definitely hears it in the morning, although it's a lot better than having an alarm outside the room. I also haven't figured out how to snooze this thing, but so far that's a good thing because we all know snoozing is not going to help us. And I do like the feature that will wake me up at the optimal time during the sleep cycle. Now, I've been having a little bit of a weird problem with time zones. The device actually tells me that it's going to wake me up at 4 a.m., but it wakes me up at 6 a.m. I've been working with the support team at Dreem to figure out why this is, and they've been really, really helpful in helping me diagnose and helping me understand that some of the problems I've been having around it not going off in the morning were actually due to user error. The other thing that kind of bothers me is this. The device only lasts for about one night's charge. They say that that is to minimize the size of the battery, which is already pretty sizable. And you can imagine with all the EEG and all the sensors and all the bone conduction, it does probably go through a lot of electricity. But what kind of drives me crazy is that every morning I have 40% battery left. So I thought to myself, if you're gonna make it one night, have a little bit of extra capacity, but if I have 40%, why not just make the battery a little bit smaller? I'm sure they had a good reason for that. I'm not sleeping 12 hours. I imagine that the reason that they gave you a lot of extra battery capacity was in case you want to sleep 12 hours, you don't want the device to die in the middle and you lose all your data. But that was one little thing that I thought, you know, it could have been either smaller or maybe could have lasted 2 nights instead of 1 night. I think in today's day and age, when we have devices like the Oura Ring that last for a week, we're maybe a little bit spoiled that we have to charge a device every single night. I mean, even my iPhone lasts 2 days on occasion if I don't use it a lot. So that's probably not a big issue for most people. And the people who really need this, people who have severe sleep issues or really want to geek out on their sleep to the nth degree, you're not going to mind that. Now, no discussion of user experience would be complete without talking about the Dreem app, which is really going to be your pathway and gateway to the Dreem experience. And I have to say, I really like this app. I'm going to put some screenshots on the screen for all of you. There are a couple things that are really amazing. I like the card interface. I didn't think that I would, but it's really nice to just be able to scroll through and see all of the cards and all of your data, not in some kind of really intense user interface. I will say I did wish that they had a cleaner summary where I could see the exact number of each stat like the Oura Ring does. I'd like to just see percentages right in one screen instead of having to click deep, REM, light, and wake to figure out 1, would have been nice to just have that in one condensed screen, but it is really, really cool. Just the degree to which they make that data available to you and just how easy the app is to use. So yeah, overall for me, the app is a win and the user experience of the product is really pretty incredible. I honestly am going to keep using this product, and I cannot say that of a lot of the products that people send me to try out. Now, I did talk a bit about the battery, and one thing that Dreem really tries to point out is that they have gone to extreme lengths to make this product safe to use. They talk about how there is no Bluetooth and no Wi-Fi while you're using the product. One thing I haven't tried out yet, and I didn't mention to them that I was going to try out, is hitting it with an EMF meter. I know a lot of people are concerned about EMFs. I'm not a huge freak about my EMF exposure, and yet I intentionally don't sleep with an iPhone in the bedroom. I don't sleep with my Apple Watch, and that is one of the things that I most like about the Oura Ring, is that it exudes almost no EMF. Now, I haven't tried this out yet, and I'm really curious, so let's go ahead and power the device on. I will turn on my EMF meter, which hopefully you can see is right now at green because Wi-Fi is not in this room. And we'll go ahead and turn this on and see. Well, that's pretty good. Little bit of yellow picking up here. Let's go ahead and pair the device with my phone. We've got some yellow, but I imagine that's because it's trying to pair. Let's go ahead and pair the device up, and we'll see what it does. So pairing with Headband. Headband is now paired. So we're seeing it hits up to yellow and not beyond yellow. Let's go ahead and start a nap and see what the results will be. All right, start nap. All right, here it goes. So we are now in nap mode, and look at that. The device is now completely in the green, about 1.5 milligauss. Certain parts of it on the outside will hit no. Look at that. That's pretty impressive. Let's try the inside of the device. Well, I'm impressed. There is almost no EMF coming out of this device. Good for you guys. That's impressive. Little bit of areas flickering in the yellow, but for the most part, I would say this thing is really low EMF. Keep in mind that just the base level. Okay, well, part of that EMF seems to be the microphone, the wireless microphone that is on me. So overall, really impressive work. And yeah, I'm not sure how much of that is actually my Apple Watch, how much of that is the wireless mic that is on me, but seems to be really low. So well done to the folks at Dreem. Now, on the topic of safety, I want to mention there is one feature that you will not be able to use if you are based in the US, and that is deep sleep stimulation. And this is probably my favorite feature of the product, so I really hope they do get FDA approval to use it. The Dreem product, and they don't talk about it a lot on their website, uses, I believe, pink noise to stimulate deep sleep, and I have to say it actually works. I didn't believe that it would work, but my deep sleep has gone significantly up since that feature has been unlocked after the 1-week trial, and I have to say I wake up feeling a lot more rested. Now granted, the Dreem also coached me that I need to be sleeping more than the 7 to 7.5 hours, so that is part of it. I'm sleeping a little bit more because of the recommendations that this product makes. But I will say, to be able to give me feedback on my sleep, given just how many different trackers I've worn and how much I have invested in my sleep environment, is a really impressive feat. So I'm not sure if it's because of the deep sleep stimulations or because of the other recommendations, but I do tend to sleep a lot better with this product. Like I said, I missed one night where I didn't sleep with it, and I regretted it. So I will not be missing any more nights. In fact, I wish, if I could make a request of Dreem, I wish they could send me a carrying case because I plan on taking this everywhere with me. I really like it that much. All right, let's now talk about product comparisons, and this is not going to be easy because I honestly think there's almost no comparison, right? Any other device on the market is not measuring your brain waves and therefore is not giving you really accurate sleep measurements. It's giving you an approximation. Now, prior to this, my sleep tracker of choice has been the Oura Ring. Full disclosure, I was provided an Oura Ring free for evaluation, and I thought that it was pretty accurate until I tried this. And then I discovered that all the panic that Oura was giving me about not having enough REM sleep and telling me that most of my sleep was light sleep, well, they didn't really know because they're not tracking my brain. And I guess, I'm not a sleep expert, but my guess would be that REM sleep and deep sleep kind of look pretty similar as far as your heart rate and temperature are concerned. Maybe someone can correct me if I'm wrong on that. But the Oura chronically overrates my light sleep, underrates my REM sleep, and it started to get me into a point where I really thought, I would go back to bed certain nights because I really thought that I just didn't get enough REM sleep. That has changed since switching over to this device. I now know that I actually get a lot of really great sleep, and I've discovered things about my sleep because of this that I didn't know. For example, I've always thought that I cannot sleep on my back. Turns out that I actually do spend part of my night on my back. No other sleep tracker has ever been able to tell me my sleep positions throughout the night, and yet this does a perfect job of showing me every single moment of the night where I was, how I was sleeping, how much I was breathing per minute, and on and on and on. Really, really impressive. In terms of comparing to the Apple Watch, again, how do you compare? The Apple Watch can give me my heart rate and can tell me rough approximations. I've used the Pillow app for a very long time, and yet it cannot give me as accurate a recommendations. Not to mention that neither of these products are giving me the sleep stimulations that the Dreem product can do. Now, I will say I have tested this guy for EMF, and if you're really concerned about EMF, it does test lower. Given the size and the fact that you can put this into complete airplane mode, the Oura Ring is going to be lower on EMF, and yet I'm not sure how much that's worth. I have to say, I really wanted to like the Oura Ring more than I do. I really wanted the readiness to be accurate. I really wanted the activity to be accurate, and yet I have a few problems with it. One, if it's not tracking my sleep as accurately, then I kind of don't trust anything else it has to tell me. If it doesn't know how much I slept, then how is it supposed to know how ready I am? And if it's not telling you how ready you are, well, I'm not sure what extra value this thing is adding. The other thing that drives me crazy about the Oura Ring is that you can't wear it during activity. So you kind of need to have an Apple Watch to go with the Oura Ring. This thing costs as much as an Apple Watch and yet doesn't have a screen on it. And if I have to have an Apple Watch, why don't I just stick to the Apple Watch? I'm really not sure why I need an Oura Ring anymore, and I'm kind of considering just not wearing it. It has become somewhat of a fashion statement in the circles that I'm in. It has become somewhat of a rite of passage to have an Oura Ring, and yet I kind of don't trust any of the data that comes out of this thing anymore. Now, don't even get me started on the Whoop strap. I made it about a week wearing this. I'm sorry guys, I really appreciate you sending me one of these things, but this thing drove me crazy. Number one, the fact that it doesn't have a screen makes it kind of useless during my workout. I really don't want to lug around an iPhone during my workout to be able to see things like my heart rate, how much longer I have on my workout, how many calories I burnt. I don't know, I just feel like the Apple Watch was a lot easier. I also could not sleep with this because it was so uncomfortable. I tried adjusting the band, but having this big block of a thing sitting on your wrist at all times, like maybe my wrist is just too big, but this was really, really uncomfortable. I honestly would rather wear the Dreem to sleep than this thing. That's how uncomfortable I found it to be. And again, I don't know what new things this introduces that an Apple Watch for roughly the same price after you factor in a couple years of paying for this membership. I don't know what this can do that an Apple Watch can't do. So I'm sticking with my Apple Watch. I don't know. Some people like this thing. I see a lot of people wear these. I just don't get it. Honestly, I don't get it. So that's just a really high level comparison to some of the products that I've tried. Again, maybe I've just bought into the Dreem marketing, but I really believe if you're not actually measuring my brain waves, I'm not sure how much you know about my sleep. And if you don't know about my sleep, then I'm not sure how much you know about my overall physiological state. Now, I will give full disclosure, I have not tried this out with the meditation features. I've barely used it for the live EEG features. It has a lot of other features that I have not used. They have some awesome content around sleep in the app that I have dabbled with a little bit. I haven't gotten too deep into it. I wanted to make sure to get this video out for International Sleep Awareness Day. But overall, I gotta say, this product compares favorably to every other product that I have tried on the market if you can get over the geek factor. So my final verdict, I don't think I'm gonna surprise anyone when I say I really like this thing, and I think I'm going to continue wearing it. In fact, my father has a little bit of a sleep apnea issue, and I recently recommended to him to go to a sleep clinic, and I'm now just thinking maybe I'll buy him one of these things instead. Same goes for my wife, who's been complaining she's not sleeping well at night. I honestly feel like I sleep fantastic now that I have this thing. Now, again, they have not paid me to say any of this. They did send me a promotional unit, and yet I'm really glad that I reached out to Dreem because this is one of the cooler products that I've tried. It is rare for me to get a product. I've received, as you can see, a lot of these products and about 10 others that I did not show here today because they're not connected to sleep. It's pretty rare for me to like one enough to consistently use it. I typically kind of go the all-natural route, except for when it comes to learning more about myself and my physiology. And I honestly think this is one that, despite the pretty massive geek factor, I am going to continue using. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, go ahead and hit the like button and smash that notification icon and comment below. Would you willingly wear this thing if it helped you sleep better and understand your sleep better? What do you think? Do you think I'm wrong about the Oura Ring? Do you like your Apple Watch as a sleep tracker? I would love to know any of the devices that you are using to improve your life. And by the way, if you like these product review videos, I like doing them. So let me know in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe if you want to receive more of them. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you all get a great night's sleep tonight.